Welcome back, everybody, to Noodles at Noon, the show that focuses on things not worth focusing on. I am joined, as always, by my good friend, who is a guy with brown hair and glasses. It's Noah.
Hello, my name is Noah. I love skydiving and hating on Marvel movies. I love my kids. I love real estate. I love ceramics. I love my job. I love wrestling.
Oh,
that's me.
Okay. And our special guest this week is a guy with brown hair and glasses. It's Michael.
Man, I love walks on the beach and medium rare steak, and, Noah and I like to wrestle.
Okay.
That's a podcast incentive if we get to enough Patreon followers.
And I am your host, a guy with brown hair and glasses. It's me, Ben Shoemate. It's so great to have you here for episode 2, marking that this show has lasted twice as long as I thought it would. So that's a celebration.
That's true, actually. I can't believe we made it this far.
I'm just glad I was here for the first one and the second one.
And probably the third one, the way things are going.
Well, we'll see. We'll see
if we make any friends this week.
That's true.
Yeah, we're trying.
If any of us makes a friend this week.
We're trying. Even Michael. If Michael makes a friend this week, Michael's out.
Yeah, that's rare.
Michael's trying to pass the torch on to somebody else so he doesn't have to be
here. Right.
You have to find your replacement.
Okay, I'm on it.
Okay, perfect. Good to know. All right, so Noah, do you have any interesting things from this past week? We heard very interesting things from you last week. I just want to follow up on that.
Well, Michael did ask before the podcast if I have any updates on this mysterious, I think I said his name was Steven, who put me down as a job recommendation. Maybe it was Steve. I do not have any updates yet, but I am determined to get an answer this week, and I will have that for episode 3. I don't really have any too interesting stories this week, other than last night was our very first night having house guests overnight. So we made breakfast this morning. Well, actually, we made our house guests make their own breakfast pretty much. I just showed them where the eggs are and kind of let them go with it.
Here are the eggs. Make breakfast.
Here are the eggs. Here's a pan. Figure it out. But no, it's been really fun. And it's really nice that they're very easygoing, because our guest room is a full mattress on the floor and a lamp. And that's our entire guest room. So it kind of looks like a prison, but they seemed happy with it. They got their own bathroom, so they seem pretty happy.
I don't think you've ever been to a prison. Because I've been inside prisons, and it's better than that.
Well, no, that's a story I want to hear. Why were you inside a prison, Ben? What did you do?
I was doing freelance video for a prison.
Is that true?
Oh, yeah,
that's
that
true.
is true. I can vouch for that. I wasn't obviously in the prison or anything, but yeah,
he was there.
I remember
that's how you guys met.
I mean, Michael. That's how I met Michael.
Michael was the model prisoner that you needed for all your video.
Yeah. That's fun that you made some people make eggs.
Next week, you can come sleep in the prison room and make your own breakfast at my house.
Yay. I don't like eggs, though. Is that a problem?
Who doesn't like eggs?
Well, I like eggs in other things.
You don't like eggs, but you'll eat, what was it again? Lucky Charms with coffee creamer and soy milk.
I didn't say I liked it. I specifically said it was
No, but
bad.
you ate it.
I still eat eggs.
Okay.
I just don't.
You might have a point.
I definitely have a point.
You don't have a point.
The only other thing I'll say from my week is I am being much more guarded and careful with what I say on this podcast, because I found out yesterday that my mother-in-law has officially learned what a podcast is and is now listening to the Noodles at Noon podcast. So special shout outs to my mother-in-law.
Hi, mother-in-law. I like how you preface that with, I'm being more careful with what I say. Hi, Mom.
Well, my mother-in-law listens to this, my mom, my boss, a lot of people that could get me in a lot of trouble if I do something bad. So,
see, all I know is that my parents don't listen to this, so that's encouraging.
So, Noah, where can people find the show? Where are they finding the show to listen to it?
yes, that's the big update. We are now available on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, whatever you'd like to call it these days. So on your phone or your MacBook, just go to the podcast app and type in Noodles at Noon, and we should pop up. While you're there, it would be really helpful if you could leave us a review. Doing the 5-star review is great, but also leaving a comment review is really, really helpful. So if this podcast has inspired you in any way, or even if it hasn't, we ask that you leave a review, and that would be really helpful so other people can find the podcast. But let's say you're not an Apple Podcast kind of person. We are also available on Spotify, because Spotify does podcasts now. We're hoping to get that exclusivity deal with Spotify, so for a few $1 million, we'll only be on Spotify.
The next 3 Joe Rogans.
Yes, that is what we are, which means we deserve triple the whatever they're paying him.
Yeah.
I was working on getting the exclusivity deal with Mixer, but that kind of went under.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not. Then we're just going to get moved to Facebook, and I don't think any of us want that.
It'd be funny. It's just a podcast on a all-visual format. Streamed live, but you can't see us.
Maybe it's just a transcript. Like it's a Facebook post with just the transcript of our podcast to read through.
I think that's just called a book.
That's the book we write when we get big.
Oh, okay. So
Spotify, we're also available on Spotify. Just type in, again, Noodles at Noon, and you can follow us on there. And finally, we have noodlespodcast.com, where you can listen to all of the episodes on your browser. And we also have a Contact Us page on there. I believe it's noodlespodcast.com/contact. And you can write us a message there, and then we might read it on the show if we deem it worthy. And pretty soon we're going to have a voice mailbox on there too, so you can leave a voice message. So, viewers, we would love to hear from you. Just leave us a note on our contact form on our website.
Yes, and thanks to Noah for getting all this stuff done. It's a major pain to get RSS feeds and everything set up. No one knows what that means, but Noah knows what that means. So
yes,
thank
you, Noah.
It was awesome.
This was all him.
I spent like all day Sunday for hours and hours setting all this up, and then I'd leave and go, okay, it's done. And then I'd leave for 2 minutes and go, oh no, wait, we could set up a contact form. And then I'd go back and spend another hour. It was really fun. I had way too much fun getting this all set up.
Well, I'm glad. Well, thank you again. Huge, huge help. So that's Noah. Michael, do you have any fun stories from the past week to share?
So I'm going to bend the rules a little bit and mention one thing that I did do this last week and one thing that's a little bit older. So the first thing, I finished playing. There's like one level left of Batman Arkham City, which is a game that came out probably like 2011. The game is fantastic. They have Kevin Conroy as Batman and Mark Hamill as the Joker. I can't say anything more because there's spoilers everywhere. But what a game. What a game. What a voice cast. If anyone is doing video games, that one goes on sale often. Go ahead and pick that one up. It's like $5 or something.
Not a sponsor.
Really worth it. Not a sponsor. I'm not getting paid to say that. The combat in the game is fantastic. It's regarded as one of the best, really. So definitely worth it. Okay, my second thing, Ben, I'm going to twist the rules and extend past the last week. So a little bit over a month ago, I'll still be general. A little bit over a month ago, I was at Ben's for a pandemic-approved birthday get-together. So we hung out outside and we did our masks inside where we couldn't be separated from each other. And then Ben's friend's dog totally nailed me and tried to kill me in the chair. That's a different story for another time. That did happen. But after the that's true. After the festivities died down, Ben unboxed his mom's new thermometer that she needed to check temperatures of people at work. And Ben scanned me about 10 times with no issue. But the harder I started laughing from Ben pointing an infrared gun at my head like he was holding me hostage, the higher my temperature got. After producing a fever of over 100 for a couple of readings in a row due to my cosmic laughter, Ben turned to measure his brother's temperature, and as I convinced him that the thermometer must be inaccurate, must be broken. In this very instant, when Ben had his back turned to me, I put my cold water bottle against my head and quickly set it back down. Ben returned to measure my temperature to find a shocking 95 degrees Fahrenheit, down from 100. Confused, Ben turns to his mom to ask if I put the water bottle on my head, and she just burst out laughing. So I'm not saying to do this. In fact, I'm saying the opposite, and I'm pointing out how poorly these infrared forehead thermometers are. They're very inaccurate. But if you ever need to lower your temperature, for some reason, definitely not right now in a pandemic, maybe your water bottle is your best friend.
That's good to know, Michael. And
I'm not encouraging this use, by the way.
I do remember that, and I do remember... I saw you put the water bottle in your head, I think.
No, you didn't. No, your back was turned. No, I was there.
If I remember correctly...
This is like...
My brother's forehead was also, like, really cold, too. It was... like much below what it normally should be.
This is like the exact opposite of the advice or like what kids in school do to raise their temperatures so they don't have to go to
put
school.
It by the light.
It's a new age.
This is Michael's lower your temperature so you can go to school or something.
I'm terrified people are actually going to do that.
I'm not advising
not because
the
of
use of this.
I'm just recommending it, but
I'm just mentioning this as a story. This is not a recommendation. This is for entertainment purposes only. Disclaimer. 2020.
And wear a mask.
Yes.
And wear a mask, please. Thank you.
I thought you were gonna. I thought you combined two stories there because I was thinking about the other thermometer that my parents bought. That that came and the entire packaging was. We couldn't read it because it was in Chinese. And we instantly just threw it away. Well, it it took like a month and a half for it to get to us. Like we bought it on...
I remember that.
Yeah, we bought it on Amazon. I think I showed it to you like over a video chat.
I saw it. Yeah, it's called Bacon.
Well, it was called Bacon. All the instructions and like all the packaging and stuff, we couldn't read it because it was in Chinese. And yeah, we ended up not using it at all.
Can I ask, like, how complicated is a thermometer? I mean, don't you just push a button and then it says 98.6?
I mean, yeah, but I don't know. We like to know how to use things that we put in our mouth.
Are you sure this one? Yeah, are you sure this one was for the mouth?
That's the thing. We don't know. It could have been for other entry.
Hopefully not used in that case.
We don't know. It could have been used.
But you don't know. It could have said used right on the front of it. And you would never know. Probably.
Bacon means used.
That's the Chinese word.
I think that'll count as my story, sharing that. Because I didn't do anything this past week. At least nothing interesting.
Can I share something about you?
Sure.
You can choose to edit this out or not. But I heard you are starting something on Monday that's very exciting. Would you like to explain?
I'm starting a job.
Yes, tell us.
I don't know, actually. It's getting all kind of new and exciting. No, I'm starting a job on Monday. I go in at noon for orientation. I already did a lot of the paperwork, figured out the 401k stuff, which I'm embarrassing excited about.
Wow. This man's going to retire at 28.
I'm ready to retire. No. But, yeah, and it has no formal dress code, so I'm just going to go wearing my pajamas.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Flannels.
Yeah.
The email they sent was like, well, there's no formal dress code, but we are going to be taking your picture for, like, your badge and stuff. And I was like...
Yeah, so have a shirt on.
Yeah, at least.
At least, at a minimum.
I think it'll be mostly from, like, shirt level up, so... Just a shirt.
Just a shirt. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
No pants.
No pants. All right. Well, that is us from the past week. We're going to deep dive, into some of our games for this week. The first one being going to be between Noah and our special guest, Michael. And we did this one last week. It's called What's the Deal? That's the jingle I made. Yeah, thank you. I spent a long time thinking of that. So, hopefully you remember how the game works, Michael and Noah, but if you don't, I am going to do a quick refresher. I will say, what's the deal with, and then I'll fill in with a word or topic. Noah and Michael will have the chance to offer up what they think the deal is with that topic from a news story from the past week. If they think they know it, they can go with that. If they don't think they know it, they can try to be creative as possible or try to trick the other person into thinking they're true, which happened a few times last week. They gain points whether they are correct or whether I choose their story for its creativity. Person with the most points at the end of the game wins. Michael and Noah, are you ready?
Ready.
We are going to start with our special guest, Michael. Michael, what's the deal with Melbourne, Australia?
Melbourne. It's pronounced Melbourne.
Okay,
Get it right
what's
now.
the deal with Melbourne, Australia?
Wow. You think that this show would make me pay more attention to news. However, that's the opposite of the case. I haven't looked at any news this week except political news, which was an accident. So let's see.
It's unavoidable.
I know Australia was on fire a bit ago. Is that still happening? I'm going to go with fire because it's topical right now. Just with the world. Something's always on fire.
Okay. Melbourne, Australia is on fire. Noah, what is your explanation for what's the deal with Melbourne, Australia?
So I actually did. I was trying not to, but I definitely was on the lookout for more weird news this week. And I got really excited because I thought I read this one this week, but it was actually New Zealand. So if you have a New Zealand story coming up, I am ready for it.
I do not.
Oh, okay. So in Australia, I think the fire situation is getting better, but I hear the spiders get really bad at a certain time of year. I don't remember when, but I'm going to assume it's now. And I'm going to say that all of Melbourne is just covered in spider webs. Melbourne, Australia, the city in Australia. We're covered in spider webs.
All right, you're going with covered in spider webs. Michael said is currently on fire. Those are both incorrect. The deal with Melbourne, Australia is that there is a 212-story house there. Well, there isn't, but the new flight simulator game uses a program called Open Street View to generate its terrain. The software is a mix between Google Maps and Wikipedia in that it's pretty open source and people can put information into it to update the software. Someone mistakenly put a 2-story house as a 212-story house, and no one really checked that, and it made into the game. So if you download the new 2020 Flight Simulator game and are flying around Melbourne, Australia, there is a ominous 212-story obelisk just right in the middle of a suburb, and it's pretty funny actually if you look it up.
That's amazing. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. This flight simulator game is just insane to me. Like, I have not played it yet, but I really, really want to. It looks amazing.
It's very expensive, just so you know.
And also, it has 2 petabytes of geographical data that downloads over the internet as you fly over places.
Goodness.
All right, well, because I have to assign a point, I'm trying to think. So Noah is correct in saying that the fires are, for the most part, taken care of in Australia, I think. I'll have to look that up. So I think just based on that, I'm going to have to go with Noah. And the fact that, there are horrifying spiders in Australia. So point goes to Noah. However, neither of you were fully correct.
I think he just took the old plot of the movie Kingdom of the Spiders that came out in 1997 that was starring William Shatner. I think that's what he did. But I mean, okay. You can go for it.
Sounds like something I would not like as someone who's afraid of William Shatner.
Shatnerphobia?
Shatnerphobia. What's the deal with car-sized rocks? Noah, what is the deal with car-sized rocks?
Oh, man. No, this wouldn't make sense. Have you guys ever been to Carhenge in Nebraska?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
I went to Carhenge. I went to Carhenge a couple years ago by myself. I was on like a solo road trip, and I just happened to get there at like 7 a.m, and it was completely dead. Like I was the only person there, and probably the only person for like a mile. And I was walking through Carhenge, and there are just thousands of birds that live inside of the cars. So for people who don't know, Carhenge is basically a recreation of Stonehenge, but made out of old cars that are spray painted gray. So it was one of the most eerie experiences of my life, like being in the middle of this field, surrounded by these gray, rusty cars, and just hearing birds like cooing inside of the cars. So I would highly recommend it. With that being said, I have no idea about the car rocks. So I am going to say that they have found rocks the size of cars under the foundation of Casa Bonita in Colorado. And now they're working on an expansion to Black Bart's Cave with these giant rocks.
So Casa Bonita expansion plan is what you're going with.
Yes. Because now is the time for Casa Bonita to expand.
Gotta capitalize. All right. Michael, what is the deal with these car-sized rocks?
Whoa, rock size. I got twisted around.
Car-sized rocks.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I think
Not rock-sized
I'm
cars.
still going to get it wrong. Yeah, that would
be Hot Wheels.
That'd be Hot
I
Wheels.
think the car-sized rock fell down a hill in the Himalayas and crashed 2 young children's lemonade stand. Children escape unharmed. Yeah, I just had to make sure.
So a Himalayan mishap is what you're going
Himalayan lemonade mishap.
with. Himalayan lemonade mishap. See, that's just the plot of a movie, you know? Okay.
I'd pay to see that one.
Where you got that from? I bet. You are both somehow incorrect. A car-sized asteroid flew
I had a
within
feeling, dang it.
1,830 miles of Earth this past week and was only noticed long after it passed by. Scientists did say that even if the asteroid was on a collision course, it would have exploded moderately loudly in our
not happy.
atmosphere.
I was going to go with meteorite, but then you said rock, and it sounded not like space rock.
Well, I didn't want to give that away. Like, if I said rock size or a car-sized asteroid, it'd probably give away
Well,
the fact
yeah.
that it was a car-sized asteroid.
Doesn't count. Close doesn't.
Close only counts in
fine.
horseshoes and hand
okay.
grenades. I think it's just hilarious that 2020 missed with this one. It was like, oh, we got within 1,800 miles, but dang, didn't quite hit Earth.
Wow, that's not that far away.
No, it really isn't.
Scale of the universe, that's not very far.
And like the thing that alarms me the most is how chill these scientists were about it. Like, yeah, if it hit us, it would have been kind of loud, but whatever. Or not hit us, but if it had entered our atmosphere, it would have blown up and been kind of loud, but whatever. That just made me think that these scientists can get away with a lot. Because, like, if an asteroid does hit Earth and we all die, it's not really their fault. And if one flies past that's kind of small and wouldn't have caused any damage, they can tell us and be like, we would have been fine. And if one flies past really close that would have killed us all, they can just not tell us.
I have a fun space tidbit that I think people might like. So I think it was a couple of years ago, this company launched a satellite called OSIRIS-REx, which, what a cool name. OSIRIS-REx, how does it doesn't
I'm
get
going to name
cooler
my
than
son that.
And this, yeah, well, you'll like this part too. So it went out to an asteroid out in the middle of nowhere called Bennu. Bennu, see that? And what it's going to do is get really close to Bennu, sneeze on Bennu, and collect some sample, come back up and shoot a little thing like the size of a vinyl back to Earth, and it's going to land, that sample's going to land just somewhere in the middle of Utah, basically, in the next few years. I just think that's like such a strange mission, but it's so comical in many ways.
That's really interesting. I did not know any of that.
I think it's
That's
hilarious. Just get this little thing to achoo, and then little beep, 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 and it comes back, and then someone is going to be grilling a steak in their backyard, and they're going to have a meteor land.
Going with the two stories, I am going to have to go with Michael because his did include a falling rock, albeit it was falling down a mountain in the Himalayas. And there was no lemonade stand involved, which kind of bums me out. But I am going to go with Michael just based on that. However, I do appreciate your story about Carhenge or whatever it's called in Nebraska. Noah.
Oh, yeah, I went way off topic, but yeah, Michael was way closer.
I do appreciate how you're like, I went there at 7 a.m. and nobody was there. I do feel if you went there at like 2 p.m., still no one would be there, but whatever.
Well, they do not make it obvious that Carhenge is in this little town. Like, it's not something anybody's proud of.
It's just something
there.
someone did one day, and they were like, Carl, what? Oh, fine.
I see what you did there. Carl.
I'm
Nice
on it.
job. Nice job.
He's like, this is my life's work.
Carl was really driven to build Carhenge. Okay, keep going.
Moving on with the score tied at 1. What's the deal with diving? And we go back to Michael for this one. Michael, what's the deal with diving?
Too easy, man. In just actually, when is that happening? I don't know when that's happening. Within a few days of the recording being released, David Blaine is going up, doing a little bit of up movie references in a weather balloon. He's going up to the sky. He's going to jump skydiving David Blaine.
All right, we have skydiving David Blaine. Noah, what's the deal with diving?
Well, I feel like this is a repeat of last week. That guy that Michael and I didn't know, whose name I can't even remember now. I don't know who Dennis Quaid, that was it. I don't know who David Blaine is, and I also don't know anything about diving. Michael sounds really confident.
David Blaine is a musician.
Magician.
That's a big difference.
Illusionist.
They're illusions, Michael.
It is an illusionist.
Okay. So Michael sounds pretty right, so I have a hard time arguing with him. But I will say the diving team of several countries that would be participating in the Olympics but are not, are going rogue, and they're all meeting in the middle of the ocean. So it's like equidistant for everybody, and they're all going to dive out of helicopters and do like their own diving competition.
That's pretty gangsta.
What, Michael? What? Okay. That would be cool. However, that is incorrect. However, Michael is also incorrect, at least for this week. I may have chosen that for next week, but I won't anymore, apparently. So, what is the deal with diving? A TikTok user, because, yes, apparently we have to talk about TikTok 2 weeks in a row.
Oh, no.
Sought viral fame by diving off a boat into the Hudson River in New York City. She did go viral, but only because people condemned her for diving into such disgusting water. The user did say she got some water in her mouth and was surprised by how bad it tasted. She says she received comments from people saying that they hope she dies from the water, but stands by her actions, saying they fit her YOLO lifestyle. Let me just say, 2020, not the year to fully commit to the YOLO lifestyle. Because, things happen in 2020, apparently.
People are finding out this year you really do only live once. So maybe not the year to mess with that.
Yeah.
But also not the year to hope
it.
other people die. Who says that?
Well, true. Well, she says she received death threats, and I just simply don't believe that. Because, I don't know. I didn't look into it too much, whether her saying she received death threats was a thing that happened. But then again, it is social media, and social media is the worst. So,
Michael, would you like to give your TikTok handle for anybody that doesn't know?
Yeah, absolutely. It's Addison Ray. You can look me up.
I don't even know what that's referencing. Okay. I'm going to go with Noah because his includes diving into water, and yours, Michael, was simply just skydiving. And you took a story that I could use next week. So I got to give the point to Noah there. So, moving on, what's the deal with goats? We talked about goats a little bit earlier, but this is not what the deal is with goats is. Noah, what is the deal with goats?
Oh. I feel like I actually know this one, but I cannot remember. I'm gonna say it has something to do with goat yoga, because I know that's kind of taking the world by storm. I'm gonna say it has something to do with a certain celebrity popularizing goat yoga. Yeah, Dennis Quaid and his cat Dennis Quaid are popularizing goat yoga from their house in LA, probably.
All right, we have Dennis Quaid goat yoga. Michael.
Goats. I think there was a mass exodus of goats in the Middle East because someone let them goat. That's all I've got. I'm sorry. That's all I got.
We got Go Goats from Michael, Dennis Quaid goat yoga from Noah. The deal with goats. Some goats damaged a police car in the United Kingdom as the police were responding to a call about an unexploded World War II mortar shell. And if you want more from that story, I don't know what to tell you because that's basically it. That is the entire news story from the UK. Some goats damaged a police car while the police were looking for an unexploded World War II mortar shell. Which is the most UK thing I've heard this week, so.
That's a nice, I don't know, in the context of all the other news I usually read, that's pretty innocent, pretty tame.
Yeah, right? I guess Michael doesn't have anything to add.
Nope, I was drinking water. but I still don't have anything.
I will say I was also distracted because like Apple News sends me notifications, and the news for this week is, why did these YouTubers give away their son? Plus, the complicated history of the Karen meme.
Oh no.
I want to read that now.
Apple News is finally figuring out about this Karen meme. You guys heard of this yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom has.
Oh.
My mom's name is Karen, and it really bothers her.
I'm sure.
Well, she's like not a Karen, like in terms of the meme.
But she is a Karen by name.
So she's like, I promise I'm nice.
I'm a nice Karen. I'm one of the good Karens.
I'm a nice Karen. I promise.
I'm different.
Yeah. I'm different.
That was a porno reference, by the way.
So going off your two stories, I'm going to go with Michael. Because this is in the UK, and you said goats in the Middle East, which I guess the UK and the Middle East are closer than Dennis Quaid is to the Middle East. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm just going to assume.
I'm looking up where Dennis Quaid
Michael
lives. Dennis Quaid lives in Texas and Los Angeles. So, yeah.
Watch, he lives in, like, Uzbekistan.
Then I would have deserved the point.
All right, tied up 2-2 going into the final round of What's the Deal? We go back to Michael. What is the deal with corn?
Corns is okay. So, wow, that's pretty vague. Corn. Usually,
Actually, it's very specific. It is one thing.
Well, when
It
you
is
say
corn.
corn, I think Iowa, but I also think of parades. But I think of Iowa. So, what's going on with Iowa's corn situation? Ooh, I'm gonna say farmers are having to eat 3 times as many corns right now because people are not buying them due to a lack of demand from the pandemic. I don't know how that all ties in, but farmers eating corn.
So, COVID prevents people from eating corn. Noah, what's the deal with corn?
So corns is the plural of corn.
Yes,
now I
it is.
know. I have learned. Okay.
Corn-eye.
I'm going to take this in a different direction because I feel like I've seen memes about this, but I don't know the actual news story. I think it has something to do with Korn with a K, the band Korn. And I think they were playing a concert somewhere. I can't remember where, but I think it has to do with Korn, the band, playing a concert somewhere during the pandemic.
So we have K-Korn performing it's like K-pop, but K-Korn, performing a concert versus gluttony on corn from farmers because the coronavirus makes people realize corn isn't that good of a grain. Well, the correct story is a single stalk of corn grew out of a crack in some concrete in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. The corn was on the corner of 57th Street and Minnesota Avenue and quickly became a symbol of joy, perseverance, and hope in these trying times. Until someone ripped it out Wednesday morning, sparking outcry and making 2020 even worse. That's basically what the news story said, actually, like word for word. Oh gosh, this is hard because neither of you were really close.
Was the stock a fan of the band Korn?
Probably not.
They're not a very good band, in my opinion, so yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Sorry, Noah, that you're their number one fan.
The odds of that stock being a Korn fan, not high. Gosh, I guess I got to go with Michael because his was actually about corn.
Yeah.
Like corn.
I was only a couple states away, too. You said South Dakota. I was in Iowa. I wasn't that far.
That's
if we
true.
do the geography.
But Noah, I do appreciate your creativity and your willingness to go out on a limb and talk about the band Korn.
I really thought I saw something about the band Korn, and I Googled it, and I can't find any news on them, so I don't know what I'm thinking.
It was all just a dream.
That could be. I dream crazy things in my dreams.
I'll
dream whole days.
You dream dreams?
I dreamed a dream.
I dreamed a dream. Oh, copyright. Not that would be an issue. Okay. So at the end of our first game, Michael, you have 3 points. Noah, you have 2 points.
Should we go on a per game
Michael
basis since the next game is
I think
you
so.
and me, Ben?
We should. That's another thing. We have a new game this week that's going to be hosted by our special guest, Michael. So I'll
and
let
that
him
happens
explain.
right now. Oh, sorry. Talked right over you. I was just so excited to get into my game. Okay, now you're talking over me. That's pretty okay. We're over the immature Ben part?
Probably
No?
not, but you can continue.
Are we ever?
That's fine. So,
No.
I don't think so. It takes time. My game is called Celebrity Cameo Cost Cthulhu. That's it. So for those not in the know,
Cthulhu.
Cameo is a service that allows you to purchase a short video from celebrities, A-class celebrities, B-class celebrities, C, D, E, F, Z-class celebrities, and they will wish you a happy birthday, happy anniversary, graduation, and so on in these videos.
We talked about this on my birthday, didn't we?
We did. This is where the game came from.
Ah.
In this game, the two guests, Ben and Noah, will go head-to-head to guess the cost of each celebrity's cameo. Celebrities in air quotes, because these people may not be A-class. We're using Price is Right rules, so copyright highest closest bid without going over wins, and we're going to go fast. Players ready?
I am ready.
Ready.
Okay, round one. We'll start with Ben, then go to Noah, because that's how I wrote it down on my score sheet. Sorry, Noah. Second's the best, typically. So, all right, number one, WWE Hall of Famer, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. How much does a video from Ted DiBiase cost?
$1 million.
Okay, and Noah?
I mean, I have to go $1. I know that's just kind of cheap.
$1, Bob.
$1, Bob.
Noah takes the point. The $1 Million Man does not cost $1 million. Costs $75. Cameo.com/MDM Ted DiBiase.
Wow,
You're plugging them,
I'm not
too.
gonna-
How kind of you.
I'm not going to read the URL every time because they get really long and
okay.
ugly.
His
after that,
values
so
dropped
you just get
a
one.
lot. If he went from $1 million to
It's not the $1 million.
$75, that's terrible.
It's like 0.01% of his.
Yeah.
All right, next up, round two, comedian. Actor Gilbert Gottfried.
Is that
How
your
much,
Gilbert
Ben?
Gottfried impression?
I did it on stream once and it was actually even worse than that. So
okay.
Oh, I go first?
we'll go with Ben again just because it's on the score sheet that way and I'm too lazy to flip it.
Okay. Gilbert Gottfried, star of Cyber Chase.
Digit.
Digit
I mean,
from Cyber
not
Chase.
Digit. Yeah.
I'm going to say Gilbert Gottfried is $125.
Okay.
I was
Noah.
going to say $150 was my answer, so.
Oh, toot toot. You know what that sound means.
It's $137.50.
No, someone has it right on.
I think
That's
it's
going to be Noah with the $150.
Oh, really? Man, I would actually do
Yeah.
that. I would love for Digit to record me like a birthday message.
Man,
He
you
might
know your
swear
value
a
of
lot.
Gilbert Gottfried.
He's quite profane. That's cameo.com/Gilbert Gottfried. Number three, round three, radio personality, host, and dog rescue foundation guy, John J. Van Ness. Ben, we start with you.
I don't know him, so I'm going to go with $10.
Okay.
That's
no.
exactly how I'm judging this, is on how well I know the person. So I didn't know the first person. I did know the second person. This guy I've never heard of, so I'll say $40.
Noah takes it again, $75.
What?
Noah's up 3-0.
He's just as valuable as the $1 Million Man.
Well,
Wow.
what does that tell you? Round four. This one's for my Disney peeps out there. Corey in the House / That's So Raven's own Kyle Massey. How much, Ben?
I think that will have like a very specific following of people, so I will say that one's $100.
All right, Noah.
Did he play Corey?
Yes, this is the
Okay.
Corey.
I've never seen the show, but I've seen the cover of the DVD or whatever. I'm trying not to be influenced by Ben's answer, so my original was $125.
Okay, we have a double over, so you are allowed to rebid. So double over, so it's less than 100. 'cause that's what Ben
We
wants.
valued Corey too much.
We overvalued
Ben will
Corey.
take you again.
I'll go first this time, Ben, if you want.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah,
you
go ahead.
I'll
Go
say $40.
Okay.
Oh, shoot. I was going to say 50. 50.
Ben takes a point, $65 for
Woo!
Kyle Massey
Finally, I
of
did
Corey in the
something.
House. Cameo.com/Corey in the Cameo.
Ooh, clever.
Corey
Round
in the
5.
Cameo.
Right?
Yeah.
Comedian. Whose line is it anyway? Host, player, Colin Mockery.
Oh.
Ben, we start with you, as is tradition for some reason.
Oh, man. I don't know how much it is, but I'm definitely going to do it. Oh, wait. No, I looked him up during my birthday. I'm going to guess $80.
Okay, Noah, we go to you.
Again, I don't know this person, so I'm going to say 50.
What? Oh.
Ben takes it. Ben, I believe you said $80. It's
did.
$100. Colin Mockery. Ooh. His URL is too long and has numbers in it, and I don't know how to read.
That makes sense. He's really old.
Right. We move to round 6. Emmy Award-winning Obama impersonator. Reggie Brown. I almost said Remy Brown. Reggie Brown. Emmy Award-winning Obama impersonator. Ben, we start with you.
$45.
All right, Noah?
I feel like the Obama name alone has to add a premium to that because people would want a message from Obama or a guy who pretends to be Obama. So that would jack up the price quite significantly. I'm going to say $85.
This is going to Noah, $200. Reggie Brown, cameo.com/Reggie Brown.
Wow.
Get Obama to wish you a happy graduation.
Hardly seems worth it, but okay. He's missing out. He should do like $144 because he was the 44th. Yeah.
There you go.
It's just me.
Noah's already won at this point because he got the 4 points.
Let's keep going.
But last round.
This last round is worth 30 points.
Okay. Chocolate Rain's very own Tay Chocolate Rain.
That was very good.
How much is Chocolate Rain guy, Ben?
I think you saved this one for last because it's interesting. So I'm going to say $250.
All right, and Noah?
That's kind of where I'm leaning too. I feel like one of those things, like he was a star for a couple weeks back when YouTube was new, but he's probably, I'll say 350. No, yeah.
We have a double over. It's a double over. Noah, you can take the first bid as you did last time.
All right,
after the double.
I'm way backing on this. I'm gonna say $20.
Okay.
All right,
I was
Ben.
going to say that, so I'm going to say $21.
Oh.
Ben takes it with 3,002 or 302. I forgot what you said. Points. Tay's on Day is $40 on Cameo. Oh, sorry. Let me just delete some zeros off this one that I just wrote down. All right, so with 32 points, Ben takes it. Tay's on Day, $40. Cameo.com/Tay's on Day.
It was how much?
So 32, 40. 40.
40, okay.
Ben takes it.
Is it weird that every 2 years I just look him up to see what he's doing?
He has some good covers. He does. The man's got talent.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I do the same.
It's one of
I don't think I've ever looked him up.
Every 2 years or so, I'll go, I wonder what Charlie Bit My Finger is up to these days. And they're still posting home videos of their teenage
That's
sons.
weird. Because they're 18 and 20 now?
It's probably been a few years since I've looked them up now. So now I'm going to look this up because now I'm really curious. Can I interject a quick game? That's a 1-question game.
Sure. Is it how many views does Charlie Bit My Finger have?
Actually, it's a 2-question game. Who can get closer to the date Charlie Bit My Finger was posted, and who can get closer to the view count? So we'll start with the date. Michael, what day do you think Charlie Bit My Finger was posted on https://www.youtube.com?
Okay, so this is old school YouTube. YouTube was really beginning 2005, 2006. Am I gonna roll the dice? I'm gonna call me Joe Biden because I'm gonna be a liberal and go 2007, and we're gonna go September. Nope, it's gonna be June 1st, 2007.
June 1st, 2007. All right, Ben.
It's gonna be July 2015.
Of any year?
Am I that off? He said 2015.
I said July 2015.
Oh, July 2015?
Yeah.
All right.
No.
No, he said that. He said it's final.
July 2005.
Okay. I was going to say. All right. Michael takes it, and Michael, you were a week off.
Are you kidding?
What? It was May 22nd, 2007.
Who is he? Wow.
So that's kind of amazing. All right, view count. Ben, how many views do you think Charlie Bit My Finger has?
I don't care anymore. 218 million.
All right, and Michael.
Wow, I was thinking very low, but now that Ben answered that, and I'm not going to say what value I was thinking because that's a slippery slope, I'm going to guess 311 million views. I still think that's high, but I'll go with it.
Michael, you were actually closer, but your number was still incredibly low. It's actually 876 million.
Oh,
You're only off by like 500 million.
yeah, that's just a pocket change.
You're only off by like the population of the United States and Canada combined.
Yeah.
And I just have to take this moment because now, having talked about it, I was looking up to see what else Charlie is up to these days. So if you're curious and if you would like to keep up with Charlie Bit Me, they have another YouTube channel called Charlie Bit Me Gaming. And they also, he just started a Twitch. So you can now watch Charlie live stream at twitch.tv/CharlieBitMeGaming.
That's amazing.
So he's turning it into a streamer career. The most recent
Way ahead of the game.
The most recent video is from a month ago, and it's his dad talking about Charlie's Twitch page. So they're still alive and well. They're still doing stuff.
All right, so we're going to dive into one last game. It's our fan favorite. I actually don't know that.
We have fans?
Yeah, it's your family, apparently. It's This Week in Florida Man, where we take stories from past years for each day of the past week. I remove one or two or a few words from the headline, and I ask Noah and Michael to fill them in. So we're going to start with August 17th of 2019. Florida man I'm going to do that again. August 17th, 2019. Florida man dropped dirt on blank with front end loader.
Drops dirt on his pet pig on accident. Pig's fine.
His pet pig, but the pig is fine. Okay.
Yeah, it got out safely and everything.
It escaped. Okay. Noah.
Can you read the headline again?
Yeah, August 17th, 2019, Florida man dropped dirt on blank with front end loader.
I'm going to say his wife's house.
Oh, yeah.
But not his house? Okay. They live in separate houses. Ex-wife's house?
Maybe
Okay.
ex-wife's house.
So, Michael, you say pet pig. Noah, you say ex-wife's house or wife's house, whatever. The correct answer is girlfriend's borrowed car.
Oh.
The man works at an excavating company and called his girlfriend to ask her to come by so they could talk. She showed up in a borrowed white Cadillac, and after she refused to answer a question, he dumped a load of dirt on it. I'm guessing that question was, whose car is that?
Yeah.
And why did you come in that one?
If I would have had my wits about me, I feel like car would have been a logical guess, but I was distracted. I'll get him next time. No.
You'll get him next time. Champ point goes to Noah for it being a significant other's belonging.
But was the pig okay?
That pig was fine.
Yeah, pig made it
The
out
pig
fine.
in the back of the white Cadillac.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a country song if I've ever heard it.
Pig in the back of my white Cadillac. So, starting with Noah for this one, August 18th of 2015, Florida man hits kid with blank, becomes meme.
Well, we know it can't be Angry Bird's backpack because that was last week.
Yeah, that already happened.
Becomes a meme. What could you hit a kid with and become a meme and not just like a terrible, horrible person?
Well, I'll give you guys a hint with this one. It's not so much what the kid was hit with that made it a meme, but who the person is that threw the object.
Oh. Was it Dennis Quaid? It had to have been Dennis Quaid. This is so...
No, it wasn't.
This is so Dennis Quaid.
It wasn't... Actually, no, I can't say if it was or wasn't.
Hits kid with... It's got to be something light. Like, you know, nothing that would cause too much harm. I'll say a towel, like a beach towel.
Florida man hits kid with beach towel, becomes meme. Michael.
Oh boy. Yeah, I'm trying to think of See, Ben kind of spilled the beans by saying it's not about what you know, but who you know, who the throw.
Yeah,
So I'm thinking of people in Florida that are popular, and what comes to mind is We the Kings, the band, and the drummer Danny Duncan. He threw a drumstick at a kid, and it hit him in the forehead, and it got made into a GIF. I say a GIF. It's not GIF, okay? Don't fight me.
It isn't GIF. It's GIF.
Yeah,
that's
it's
it.
GIF.
Drumstick, forehead, drummer.
That is the official stance of the Noodles at Noon podcast. It is GIF.
It is GIF. All right. You are both incorrect. On August 18th, 2015, Florida man hits kid with football, becomes meme. However, the reason I say it's more interesting who threw it,
So
it was Marco...
Dang it.
Marco Rubio hit a kid in the head with a football. This did happen in Iowa when he was visiting Florida, but Rubio is a Florida man. His campaign during the time was quick to say that the kid was, quote, fine. Not good, just fine.
The kid will survive. That's all they could say.
The kid will survive. He sustained minor injuries and is blind, but he'll be fine.
That's why we need to fix our healthcare system. So
if you elect Marco Rubio, the kid will live.
Oh, I'm watching the... Oh, the video is awesome. I don't really... I mean, I'll give him grace. The kid wasn't trying very hard, and it wasn't a hard throw.
Yeah, no, it was all on the kid.
Was
really.
it a forehead shot?
Oh, yeah.
Did someone's answer choice mention a forehead shot?
Did yours? Is that what you're saying that?
Yeah. A little bit.
Okay, fine. I'll give it to Michael.
Thanks.
For the forehead shot, and because I'm apparently very easily swayed. All right, going back to Michael to start. August 19th of 2016, Coast Guard rescues Florida blank man. So this is a qualifying term. Coast Guard rescues Florida blank man for the third and probably last time.
Businessman? I don't know what you want from me, so I'm going to go with that. There you go. There you go. Take it.
Coast Guard rescues Florida businessman for the third and probably last time, says Michael Noah.
I'm going to go with policeman. He said the policeman kept drifting out to sea, and he was like, this is your third and final offense.
This is your
Stay away from the ocean.
All right, those are both good guesses, but incorrect. The correct answer is bubble. Coast Guard rescues Florida bubble man for the third and probably last time. An endurance athlete whose life goal is to reach Bermuda in a giant homemade bubble. The trip is 3,500 miles, and he was stopped 90 miles in. He threatened to kill himself if they didn't let him proceed, which landed him in a psychiatric hospital, where he is kept away from bubbles, I suppose.
I guess I still interpret that as, like, if he tries again, the Coast Guard's just going to say, okay.
Whatever. Go for it. You clearly have more persistence than us.
Wow.
All right. I'm going to have to give that one to Michael because it started with a B.
Okay. Bubbles
are a business.
That's the only logic. Bubbles are a business. That was his business. He's an endurance athlete.
Oh.
So, yeah. August 20th, 2019, Noah, a Florida man, was scratched by a blank before he traps it in bathroom.
I am just thinking of my own personal experience, and I am thinking of a friend that once trapped a bat in their grill because they were afraid of bats. So I'm going to go with bat.
I don't think trapping a bat in your grill because you're afraid of bats is necessarily a good idea.
Oh, I'm not saying I condoned the action. I'm just saying it was an action that took place.
It's like, ooh, look, a bat. I'm afraid of it. I'm going to put it in my grill.
I think it flew into the grill, and she just closed it and was like, all right, this isn't my problem anymore.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. I imagine it like a conscious effort to put the bat in the grill. Michael, Florida man scratched by blank before he traps it in bathroom.
I have three options.
I'll
go with one. Either it's a wallaby, or a badger, or a raccoon. And I'm feeling badger, but I think it's going to be raccoon. I'm going with badger.
Oh, so badger.
Yes.
Florida man bitten, scratched by badger before he traps it in bathroom. Both of those are incorrect. The correct headline is Florida man bitten, scratched by kinkajou before he traps it in bathroom. A Florida couple saw it on their stoop and fed it watermelon. The next morning, it was back and wouldn't let them leave the house without giving it food. As soon as they opened the door, it ran in and attacked them before they were able to trap it in the bathroom. Kinkajou. Another thing I learned from this is how to spell kinkajou.
I'm sorry, but isn't that a Pokemon?
Yeah.
That's a Pikachu.
What is a kinkajou?
A kinkajou, it's like a lemur looking thing. It's like, have you seen like a sugar glider?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like that.
Kinkajou.
So basically a bat.
Actually, I was going to give it to Michael because I'm like, yeah, that's more similar to a badger than a bat. But now that you say it, like, yeah, a kinkajou is basically a bat with 4 legs.
I have to look up.
But bats have legs.
I have to look up what a kinkajou is.
It's spelled Kinkajou.
Oh.
It's a mammal. Are
It's a
bats
mammal.
mammals? Bats are mammals. Yes.
Yeah. So because I was talked into it and because it's a mammal, I'm going to give it to Noah.
Yay.
So going into the last round of the game, we are all tied up at 2. Once again, playing some tightly contested guessing games here are Michael and Noah. Going into August 21st of 2010, Michael, Florida man caught posing as a middle school student to blank. What was this person trying to do by posing as a middle school student?
Okay, what are the perks of being in middle school? You get bullied, you get attacked and interrogated by policemen, all hypothetical, of course, none of this happened to me. You lose friends, you alienate people, you play in a band, you get French bread boats in the lunch line. Final answer.
He wanted to get a French bread boat in the lunch line.
Yep.
Oh, it's not a bad guess.
As
Noah.
the token homeschooler, can somebody explain to me what a French red boat is?
French bread boat. So it's basically a...
Oh, bread boat. Okay.
Yeah. It's like a
Okay.
pizza, but on a piece of French bread.
Like a French bread boat. Okay. I was thinking like a boat that is red and French. Okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah, we use those all the time in middle school.
I'm wondering how creepy this is going to get, because there could be a lot of creepy reasons for a man wanting to just hang out in a middle school. But I'm going to go a more compassionate and optimistic angle, and I'm going to say he just wanted to spend more time with his daughter, his middle school daughter.
All right, spending time with their kid versus getting some snack from a French bread boat. Florida man caught posing as a middle school student to play in youth football league.
Oh. Okay.
The man went to the youth league offices to register, saying he was homeless, which is why he didn't have any proof of like where he lived or anything. He posed as Chad Johnson, which is a football player's name. Chad Ochocinco is what he went by, actually, the football player. He was only discovered after his phone rang and was answered by the administrators. It was his mom who revealed his true identity as a 21-year-old. Terrifyingly, the athletic director who was admitting him said he had us fooled. So, like, up until the point that his mom called him, he was, like, in.
Nobody was like, wow.
No
this
one was going to
guy-
stop him.
This is an
Apparently.
old-looking middle schooler.
This is an old-looking middle school. The guy said, like, oh, he was acting like a kid and everything, too. I'm going to have to give it to Michael because, like, I don't know, actually. Why am I giving it to you, Michael?
Because he didn't win last week.
Do I need to convince you? Yeah, because
he
I'm
didn't
a
win last
loser.
week. I actually couldn't remember who won last week or not.
Also, because French bread boats were very good.
I picture yours as like a more like middle schooly thing than, and like playing youth football is a more middle schooly thing than hanging out with your daughter. Because I didn't do that in middle school.
I didn't either.
I didn't hang out with my middle school daughter in middle school.
I ignored her
No.
completely.
Yeah, me
All
too.
of middle school. I was just too busy for her.
I was too busy playing youth football. Apparently, this was also not the first time this person was accused of this. He tried doing it with a basketball league as well.
That makes more sense, because then if he's
So-
super tall, it's just like, oh, he's a basketball player. It makes sense.
There ain't nothing in the rules that says a 21-year-old can't play youth sports. Actually, there is. It's actually the entire rule. So, by virtue of the point system, Michael has won both games that I officiated this week. Congratulations to Michael. Big round of applause. You have won a bag of Skittles. Not a sponsor. You have 24 hours to come and pick them up
Oh dear.
before I start eating them.
Thank you.
Did you eat my Skittles from last week?
No one ever picked up his. Yes, I did.
Next
Yes, I
week.
did.
I'll get him next week. Michael also won the Charlie Bit My Finger game as well, so he gets triple prizes.
That's true. Michael just cleaned up this week.
I guess.
But you have to get those Skittles from Noah.
Yeah.
And I guess Noah technically won your game, so Noah has to go
you
get
won
Skittles
my
from
game
you.
because you made the last part of the game worth 30 points, even though honorary win
Yeah,
goes to
but-
Noah.
I don't. Yeah, it doesn't feel very
Because
virtuous.
he won. He
to me.
won the best of 7 before you made cheeky.
How about we're
negotiations.
all winners?
We all won this week.
Aw, this is a wholesome ending. Michael, play the outro music.
Here it goes.
Roll it now. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening. You guys are the real winners, of course. Thank you so much. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Be sure to tune in next week for more goofy, weird things. Bye-bye.